Today was another day closer to leaving. Staring up at the sold sign that was perched on our front lawn, a sigh fell from my lips. I had lived in Florida for as long as I could remember. This was my home, this was my mom's home, and I wasn't ready to leave. Being here was the only place I felt close to her. My mom died shortly after I was born. Bad labor, lots of blood lost. They couldn't save her. I was raised by my grandmother. Still staring at that sign I see. She knew I wasn't big on the idea of leaving. I didn't want to move and have to start all over again. I was happy here, I had friends here, Tommy was here. At 18 I was doing pretty well. I was getting straight A's, had a part-time job, all in all my life was good. It was all going to be taken away from me by this time tomorrow. How was I supposed to leave my friends? My boyfriend? Leah, you're 18 years old. You'll make new friends, you'll get a new boyfriend. We need this change, honey, it'll be good for us. My gran wasn't Tommy's biggest fan. She always said there was something about him that she couldn't quite put her finger on. Tommy was slightly older but not by much, he was 21, had a car and had the most brightest blue eyes I'd ever seen. Yes, he was my first boyfriend. But deep down I knew I would meet new friends, would move on and start afresh. Leaving them behind wasn't my biggest worry. I'm afraid I'll lose the connection to her. Being here, being in this house, I could feel her with me every day. Leah, sweetheart, your mom is in here, she whispered, placing her hand against my heart. She will never leave you no matter where you are in the world. She loved you, baby, never forget that. With her hands on my shoulders she pulled in for a hug. How about some hot chocolate and we can watch the sunset? Pulling back she wiped the tears from my cheeks. Okay, I'll get the blanket. Another reason I didn't want to leave, we lived right on the beach. Most nights we'd come out here and watch the sunset together, was kind of our tradition. The beach was my favorite place to go for everything. Listening to the waves crash and feeling the sand between my toes. There wasn't a place quite like it. Placing the blanket on the sand, I slipped my socks off. The view was beautiful. Taking a seat, I stared out onto the water. Beautiful, isn't it? Tommy, what are you doing here? Getting to my feet, I looked around for my gran. Again, she really didn't like him, but she tolerated him for my sake. We had already said our goodbyes, he wasn't supposed to be here. He was just making it harder. Can't leave it like this, Leah. I can't stop thinking about how after today I won't see you again. Closing the gap between us, he slid his arms around my waist. Tommy, I whispered as he brought his hand up to wipe my tears. You shouldn't have come, you're just making it harder. I'm sorry, baby. As his grip on my waist tightened, a voice cleared, interrupting our last moment together. I'll see you again one day, Leah, that I can promise you. Placing one last kiss against my lips, he turned and walked down the beach in the opposite direction. Glancing down at the ring on my left index finger, a cry fell from my lips. A promise ring that he gave me 6 months into our relationship, but I refused to wear it on my ring finger because of bad luck. He was special, he was good, and I wasn't going to see him again. Leah. I'm okay. Wiping at my eyes, I cleared my throat. I couldn't dwell on never seeing him again. My gran wasn't going to change her mind. We were leaving tomorrow and there was nothing I could do about it. I need to pack the rest of my stuff, and besides, the sunset is over. Goodbye Florida, hello Texas.